What's up, everyone? How is everyone doing? Welcome to today's session on Midnight Bags, where we will look at the charts, see what's been going on, mark up. If you guys have any markups, feel free to drop them in the chat. As a reminder, there is no financial advice that is given on these sessions. We're just hopping on and seeing what we can find and learning from the markets. Hope everyone is having a fantastic night. Let's go ahead and get started. So, as always, we look at the economic calendar for what's going on for the week. Today was pretty chill. We just had the core PPI in the morning. Tomorrow doesn't look like there's much volatility, but who knows? Maybe they say something around the 5:30 that impacts the open later on. Pretty chill for the rest of the week in terms of like heavy volatility. Next week, get some CPI for the CAD. Otherwise, pretty chill week as well. And then the week after that is where it gets really interesting because we get FOMC. So that's like the big day where everyone's going to focus on in 2 weeks or so. But for tomorrow, everything looks pretty chill. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Start with gold. See what we got working with here. Make sure we do a full reset on the chart. Cool. So the market open looks like we had a nice push up. Overall, where gold is at, I can see just based off of right here, I can see us getting a pullback down into 48, sorry, 47.75. Potentially down to 47.60. I would take account this whole zone, and we would ride this back up to fill in this inefficiency. If price is a momentum, then I can definitely see after here us going all the way higher up into this 5100 key level zone up here, right about there. Because we did reject pretty strongly right here, but we also more or less just form more liquidity to get taken out. So we'll let this pull back for sure. If you are to attempt any shorts, let's see, we have an area. I can see some potential attempts to short if price doesn't get here first. So we would need price to come back up, react inside of here, and then we can short down. You can take and factor in the sell zone, but definitely up in this area to continue shorting down. We've got some equal lows here as well to take out and more equal lows. So we got one set here, one set here as well as we have this gap from Monday open that hasn't been filled. So definitely a good possibility of us coming down, refining this to 750 now that we've looked deeper into the zone. So I like where this is at personally. I'm gonna make sure I have an alert here for liquidity to get taken out and follow that down. So I like this pretty solid. Let's take a look where our silver is at. Our silver zone played out. Nice. See, silver is a little bit more interesting. Yeah, we've got this trap candle, but if gold retraces to how deep we're looking for, I wouldn't really look for silver until we get down inside of here, to be honest. I want to see higher, but I can also see this break down and come rebalance all the price action over here before we continue further up. So I got this zone for silver buys. Oil, I believe our educators called out this short, crazy move down. I think oil's got, if we can continue catching the shorts, oil comes all the way down into our original zone. We were looking for buys, but that never pulled back. So let's see if we have an opportunity here to short. I mean, just in terms of like structure, this is where prices reacted last. Potentially see us getting a reaction from here and down. So that's one zone. If it does want to do more of an aggressive pullback, we do have this second zone. But we've got like a clear liquidity target right here. So I definitely like oil continue shorts into this buy zone down here. Nasdaq, man, this thing went on a ripper. Sunday we dropped down, and we made all day we made more liquidity. We're due for like a nice drop here. Uh, if you were in our chats, I did talk about how Nas was gonna go for that monthly candle. That's why I had this line. And it did exactly that. We took out all that liquidity. So all you had to do was position yourself in properly for the Sunday gap open, and you could have just easily caught this. Higher time frame buys made sense, and to even hold it into this imbalance. Definitely see higher. I was coming back to reclaim 26,254. The thing is, like, do we get a potential short down in here to rebalance? Because we are inside, let's see, this daily interest. Like, you can potentially see some shorts after we clear these small highs. I'll say this is definitely a lot riskier area to attempt some shorts, but I can see that being a possibility. Maybe get one little sweep up, take out some pre-sellers, and get the drop down to rebalance before continuing for all-time highs. So tread lightly. We are like We did start decreasing in buy volume as we're trending up, so I can see some potential shorts. It just depends on what London and New York really do. Let me show you the alert here. US 30, we could take a look here. US 30 did, oh, there we go. Reset this. See, I can definitely see US 30 take out 48,858. It's just like where it's at right now, we can see some potential shorts because it is inside of a 4 hour candle here. So we might see some potential shorts. I don't like this trap candle right inside of this area personally. I bet you if we kind of narrow this down, we're going to see some pocket of, yeah, like we got equal lows right here. Got liquidity pocket. I can definitely see that getting taken out. So personally, I think I like NAS better, but US 30 is also inside a larger uh, potential sell zone. SPX. Oh, SPX is interesting because this thing, like, they're all so close. Got liquidity right up here. Who knows? Do we touch the 7,000 level before we short off? We'll see. SPX is a little bit higher up versus other ones. Huh. Yeah, I would wait. If you're gonna try to short, just be a little bit patient, but they're all inside some potential zones. Dollar is coming down for our buy zone potential. So seeing gold shoot up a bit more so dollar can get inside of here. Depending on how things are in the economy, maybe this area holds. Actually, now that we're looking at this, yeah, this is a potential target, but I can see this also getting broken through. We'll have to see what goes on. But a small reaction from here. This area ended up going a little bit higher to take out this liquidity here, so that was a little loss. Did come back into the zone. Now we'll cycle through currency pairs, see what we're working with here. We did speak about peso from the zone. I did mention like 2 weeks ago, you should already start paying yourself for sure. At this point, I wouldn't look to reattempt buys inside of here. It's already given the reaction. This is definitely gonna dip lower. So this was a decent move. Say if you even got in at the top here, you still knocked out almost 5% move on it. So not bad. We'll discard this for now because that's definitely gonna get taken out. I'm curious to see if we actually do hold this low or not, depending on what happens with the dollar. Could see a potential breakthrough. And if that really happens, then peso coming down to like 1400. We'll see what happens in the economy. USD finally did enter the zone, gave a little move. I mean, this is still valid for potential shorts, seeing the dollar drop. So I still very much like where we are at for sells with this, like this whole zone that's it's still in. If you keep getting confirmations, yeah, I think this could be a solid move down. Hold up inside of here. That's about a over 1,000 pip move. So there is that. USD CAD. Sorry, Swiss. This was the move initially, so I think we had discarded this because it already gave that move. Where this is at, I don't like where this pair is specifically at because I can see it retrace a good amount before we continue dropping. So I mean, if it does give a pullback to re-enter in, it's out of here to continue go lower, rebalance inside of here, personally. USD CAD. I still do like these two buy zones. Prefer the lower one for sure. We can look for shorts right back inside of here. Same thing with Swiss and CAD are the same in terms of like a little pullback to continue shorting down. See what we're looking at on the London pairs before we get to everything else. This two areas unfortunately did not work out, so we'll leave that there. I haven't looked at currency pairs for almost 2 weeks. I was pretty ill. I don't really like. I see still more downside. Just don't like where it's at currently. If any potential buys, they would be inside of here, because I can definitely see this low getting broken. Like it's pretty obvious. It's just a matter of if it gives you the pullback. Don't have a solid area for how deep a pullback it might get. But I like this target for to the downside. Euro CAD. More upside on this. This isn't done rebalancing. So a potential buy zone would be right inside of here. To continue further up, so seeing something like this. There we go. Euro Swiss. Staying out of this, I can see more downside. You've got lows matched up here. Euro GBP. This potentially higher. We cleared out that low. But you want to be cautious. I do potentially consider this area, but given that we already like we took out a set of lows and we are rejecting, this might go further up because I can still see us target this area here. This one I'm gonna hold off on. JPY did not give us the short, unfortunately, on this one, and that's 100% okay. Sure, if we look, I think I discussed like 2 weeks ago. If we compare, we look at the other yen pairs and see how price has reacted, like on that zone, compare like on another pair, for example, Euro JPY. That there was that zone. You would look at where like GJ's at or UJ or odd JPY. Then you could see like if those have already blew past that zone, then chances are our Euro JPY zone, percentage wise, just goes down significantly. Yeah, nothing to touch on this. This is at all-time highs, so we stay out of this because this is definitely going to continue further up. Take out these highs. Euro NZD. Don't really like where price action is at. If you attempted and try here, you could have this low as your stop loss for a quick scalp. So something like this, like literally, or like literally where price is at right now. Oh, sorry. Like say if you just entered right in here, no stop loss, 30 pip stop loss, at least this is your first target for sure. And then seeing if we blow past that, if we blow past this side, then you're definitely going to fill that imbalance in. You also have liquidity targets, so this is definitely a TP area for sure. And then let a runner go for a 1 to 7, almost 1 to 8. So I like this zone and where price is at currently. Euro USD. This was a solid move. I wanted to poke a little bit lower. That's okay. We'll reset this for now. Alright. Hmm. Can see higher on this. I just don't like where it's at. It's like playing off a short off the gap fill from Sunday on the yeah Sunday on the first. So it's filling in, it's retracing back, but you could probably get some short term potential shorts, but not calling it as an idea. GJ getting very close to like giving us that break and close. Like I literally spoke to you guys about this. I was like, if price breaks above here, just get a break and retest, which it did right here, and then you would have just been in that trade up 240 pips. So we literally broke this on major key level. Price closed above. Keep it simple. Bam. And you got the pullback for the open into the trap candle here. Like can't get any simpler than that. And then we just do the same thing here. Let's either we reject here, or even where it's currently at, and come back down to rebalance price action, or just blow through this area, close above, and go again. But keep it simple. If we continue rejecting, you might have some shorts inside of where it's at. You could either go like enter in right here with the stop loss around 26,400, sorry, 216,400, or wait for it to come fully touch the area. But that's what would make sense. Think price potential if you catch a short price coming into this area to TP for sure. If it breaks through, then cool. A little bit more, but this is an obvious area to pay yourself. GU, we were waiting for this area. It gave a low reaction, but honestly, literally nothing, so that's okay. You would have, I've been on for 2 weeks, so we would have had to kept an eye on what EU was doing to probably have avoided the GU loss. So, okay. Oh, here's another great example of a very solid key level. One, two, three, four, five, 6 times. Price closed above, retested, boom. Keep it simple. GPR, let's see what's going on with this. Still want to see this lower, to be honest. Like I know we got into here. I think we still think we come clear the low. Let's see what we have working with here. See this right here. Yeah, I still think we come down for this trap candle. Played off of that. If shorts happen, potential inside of here to continue lower. There's a weird area. So this one I'll be a little bit more cautious in case you want to go higher up, but I can see that as a potential possibility. Or you keep it simple, even more simpler. Wait for this to close below, retest down into the trap candle. Okay. GVCAT is inside of a larger cell zone, but not in the most like favorable area. I think this goes still a little bit higher. Yeah, I'd wait on this, but it is a potential area because all this is balanced out. But I would wait on this. Nothing's set up yet. Just a second, guys. Sorry, I had a cough. I'm like still recovering, so occasionally get that shorter breath where I need a cough. With this, no, I don't have anything on GP Swiss, GP NZD. Yeah, we took out those highs we are talking about. There we go. Yeah, stay out of this for now. Don't like how it's set up. NCD. Dang. Rejected his zone, and this thing just took off. We'll reset this. I still would not buy inside of here when price comes back. To me, this is just screaming liquidity, so not a buy zone for anyone thinking that potentially timed. I just way too risky for me. I think this isn't a full grab. We just set up more liquidity. Same thing on this. Not a buy zone for me for on NZD JPY. Even though, yeah, we're coming back above. Oh, this was a nice trap candle play on the daily, just noticed. That's cool. Another trap candle play inside the daily here. See how simple it is. And there's no liquidity here because if you look left, we had to sweep down to take out position, so it made sense for us to get a reaction. NZD, USD. We had already talked about making sure you paid yourself all over here. I can still see us coming down here. I just don't have this area to sell. I personally would not attempt inside of here. NZD chef. We might start seeing some life to see some buys in this. Let's see. Yeah, this rebalanced, so we can see if this area holds, if it wants to give a one more drop and then continue further up. But this looks solid. We already talked about USD CAD, AUD pairs here. Let's see what we're working with. This thing's on a rampage. If you can see this going higher, actually. Yeah, we're gonna take out those highs. But look what price did when we. This was a lower trick here because it did drop back down, but closed above after rejecting, took off, and gave a little retest on a 4-hour trap candle right inside of here. Um, Same, this goes higher, so staying out of this. This is just asking to be taken out. But no like clear buy zone. Because for me, like this drop down is gonna get taken out back. JPY. Again, like it's been 2 weeks since we looked at it, so like when we're looking back here, conditions probably were not met last week, so this did not apply. An interesting spot. It might want to give you a short-term sell-off where it's currently at. Personally, this is going against the trend, so no point unless it becomes really obvious. So this one kind of faked out, did close above for a second, but then broke down below. That is 100% okay. We had other winning trades. Yeah, still see this higher. Potentially, maybe this short gives it to us to come down a little bit lower to rebalance before going up. We'll keep an eye on this. AUD USD, definitely higher for sure. We got the larger time frame zone. Just don't like where it's currently at in terms of because you got like two zones, three. So staying out of this. Got chef lower for sure. But I think yeah. Oh yeah, this is gonna come take out the equal lows. We've been waiting on this. So if you find some shorts, let's see if we have anything here. If it decides to hold up inside of here and doesn't want to go further up, then it could see this happening. Come take out the equal lows. CAD yen. Nope. The trap candle, just don't like the liquidity. So this is a trap candle here, but I don't like the liquidity resting up here as well. So personally, this area becomes less probable and not worth it. Swiss yen. This did play out for a good minute. We'll reset this. Yeah, at this point, this is just gonna get cleared out and go higher. So no point into attempting shorts, like forcing it, because it seems like this is gonna blow through here. Let's see. Look at DAX real quick. I think I had a natural gas alert go off as well, so I'll take a look at that. I think it was sometime last week. I really thought we'd come for this low, but this still was a solid sell-off. And you guys can see, look at off the daily trap candle, clear out the candle with no wick, reject straight down. And off of a psychological level, 25,400, 25,400. Textbook. I wanted to show you guys something too. Like I was looking at this on for NAS, like how it reacted off its like 23. I think this was on a weekly. Yeah, we came and took out liquidity on the weekly. When we break this down to daily liquidity taken out, straight swept, textbook, and then just buys up. Goes through the whole level a little bit, but still like this was your first attempt. Price runs anyone out buying off of that whole level and just off that basic liquidity sweep to come rebalance more. Like this is very good to study. If you guys look at this wick here, look how price came lower to fill in the imbalance on the 4 hour here. Technically stop would have been down here, and then we get the push up. See if there was any volume confirmation on this, because it's pretty cool to study. Oh yeah, man, this was your full volume confirmation, engulfing candle, engulfing volume. You can see this wasn't really the buy area, so you'd have to be greedy on taking profit because sellers are still in control. Buyers putting a lot of effort, they get wiped out. We get one more raid, but then the selling volume decreases, buyers step in. So really cool stuff to study. Natural gas, we were waiting for it to come take that low. We took out some equal lows, keep coming down. We're probably gonna come take out $2, 2.213 for sure at this level right here. 2.2002 makes sense. Come all the way down to 2 solid after that, and then eventually target, depending on what happens in the economy, 1.5. It'd be crazy if we got some huge crash that sends us below this. Like this is just off a technical level. You're like, oh, equal lows, liquidity. Seeing us take this out would be insane. Just gonna keep alerts there. I mean, look back at this. Imagine if we end up being right. I get taken out, and then you get a huge buying opportunity. So yeah, got that for natural gas. This is like extreme thing, but it would just be cool to see this happen. Bitcoin, what's she been doing? Getting closer to our daily zone. Would like to see us reject off of there for some shorts. Got equal lows at 65,000, 64, sorry, 64,932-ish. Like kind of lines up with that 65,000 whole level, so I can definitely see that happening. Get one more little push up. And that's pretty much it for me. Um, just go with the flow in terms of trend and don't force anything because, like, personally, like, this doesn't make sense to try to force a sell unless like, it's really obvious and you're scalping. Because this could just very well disrespect it with how things are. But I would like to see like, some small term shorts, but be a greedy for sure and maybe potentially size down. But that's pretty much it for me, guys. If you guys enjoyed the session, feel free to reach out to the Powerhouse community and get you connected with our educators and a whole bunch of community members that have years of experience in the markets. Like I said, none of what we talk about is financial advice. We're all learning, growing together. And as always, I appreciate everyone that hopped on.